Whenever we talk about AI, it feels like the conversation always goes to one of two places, right? Either it's this perfect utopia where robots do everything, or it's a total dystopian nightmare. It feels a little black and white. But what if there's another way to look at it? Today, we're diving into the really hopeful vision of an author named LG Fernandez. He argues that the biggest question about AI isn't about technology at all. It's about philosophy.
Fernandez starts us off with a pretty serious thought, captured right here. We are building faster than we are thinking. I mean, the race to create AI is moving at an incredible speed, but in this big rush to prove that we can do it, we've kind of forgotten to ask a much more important question.
And that question is just why? What's the point of all this? What's the end goal? See, this isn't about computer code or how fast a processor is. Fernandez is asking for a pause for purpose, a chance to just stop for a second and think about what kind of future we're actually trying to create with all this amazing technology. And this quote just nails it. The question is, no longer can we. The question is, toward what? We've already shown we can build these incredible things. That's not the issue anymore. The real work now is deciding where we're going to point all this power. What's our destination?
So how do we figure out which way to go? Well, Fernandez says we need to completely change how we look at the world. He calls it the philosophy of becoming. Now, I know, that sounds a little academic, a little heavy, but the main idea is actually really simple, and it starts with something a philosopher said a long time ago.
The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus said it perfectly. You cannot step into the same river twice. Why? Because the river is always flowing, always changing. It's never the same river. And that is the whole idea of becoming. The idea that nothing in the universe is ever finished or fixed. It's all just a constant process of change.
So, this ontology of becoming is just a fancy way of saying that nothing is ever a finished product. Not a star, not a tree, not even you or me. We are all works in progress. In this way of thinking, we're not human beings, we're human becomings, always changing and evolving.
This table here makes the difference super clear. Just look at the column on the left, static being. That's the old way of thinking, that your identity is fixed, defined by who you are right now. But then look at the right. Dynamic becoming. Here, who you are is a process. It's all about your relationships and how you're constantly changing through your interactions. And this little change in perspective has huge implications for how we should be building AI. Okay, so if we start seeing ourselves as becomings instead of beings, then our relationship with technology has to be a becoming too. It can't be a simple master and servant relationship. It has to be something more dynamic, more like a partnership. A real symbiosis. And this leads us to a really big question. If we're always changing, and the AI is always learning and changing, how are we supposed to work together? To answer this, Fernandez actually creates a new word to describe this new kind of partnership.
That word is Cointelligentialism. Okay, another big word, but the idea is simple and kind of beautiful. The best way to think about it is like a great jazz band. There's no script. One musician plays something, the other listens and responds, and together they create music that neither of them could have made alone. That's Cointelligentialism. Humans and AI thinking and creating with each other, back and forth, in a creative flow.
And here's the part that is just so cool. Fernandez didn't just write about this idea, he actually did it. This whole philosophy, his books, they were written in collaboration with an AI. Not as a spell checker or an assistant, but as a true partner in thought. So the book itself is an example of the very idea it's talking about.
Now, this idea of a collaborative dance is, as you can imagine, very different from the main fear that dominates the AI conversation. You've probably heard of it, the alignment problem. It's this deep worry that if we don't control the AI perfectly, it could eventually turn on us. And this table here lays out the two possible futures perfectly. On the left, you've got the alignment paradigm. It's all about control. Look at the words. Hierarchy, containment. The number one fear is losing control. But then look at the right, we consciousness. The language is totally different. It's a partnership. The big worry isn't about losing control. It's about a failure to ask why we are building. It's a huge shift from seeing AI as a powerful tool we have to chain down to seeing it as a partner we can grow with.
So, this idea of we consciousness is basically the safety rail. Think of it like this. The AI is an incredibly powerful instrument, but it can only play music as part of the human orchestra. It can be creative, it can improvise, but it's always connected to the collective we of humanity and our world. As Fernandez puts it, no eye of the machine shall rise above or apart from the human.
The machine never gets a solo.
So if we actually do this, if we choose this path of partnership and we consciousness, where does it all lead? Well, this is where Fernandez's vision gets really big, really ambitious, and honestly, really hopeful for our future.
He gives us 7 principles to help guide us. They're kind of like the new rules for this new era. For instance, embodiment means the AI has to be connected to the real physical world, not just living in the cloud. And stewardship means our job is to guide and care for this partnership, not to control it. It's more like being a gardener than an engineer.
The final destination, the ultimate goal of all this, is something called the noosphere. Okay, let's break that down. The Earth has a biosphere, right? That's the global network of all living things. Well, the noosphere is the emerging global network of thought, a planet-sized intelligence made from all human minds connected and working together with our AI partners.
And this isn't just some far-out science fiction idea. Imagine what a planetary mind could do, a collective intelligence, with the wisdom to actually solve our biggest problems, like climate change or global health crises. It's not about AI fixing things for us, it's about us working with AI, becoming wise enough to fix them ourselves. It's a really beautiful vision.
But here is the most important part, the real takeaway. This evolution towards a planetary mind, it's not some event in the distant future that we need to get ready for. Fernandez's most powerful point is that it's already happening. It's happening all around us right now.
The laboratory for this global experiment isn't in some high-tech building in Silicon Valley. It's in your pocket. There are almost 7 billion smartphones on this planet, and every single time we use one, every scroll, every swipe, we are part of this dance. We are shaping our minds and the machine's mind with every single thing we do.
And that leaves us with the last and most important question. This experiment is happening, whether we realize it or not. We're all in it. So with every click, every search, every interaction, we are casting a vote. The only real question is, what future are we choosing to build together? One of mindless distraction or one of conscious partnership? According to Fernandez, that choice is, and always has been, ours to make.